everyone, it's Sam, welcome to another Bronies UK video, and I am back from my excursion to Nottingham to Bronies, to PonyCon UK. I had an absolutely fantastic weekend, really did. So in this video I just really wanted to talk about the weekend, really get my thoughts on it. And then I do have some video footage from the convention I'm going to put up on the channel, and a couple of pictures and things as well. And maybe we'll talk about it all in a live stream this weekend, who knows. But anyway, so PonyCon UK 2021. For a lot of people, PonyCon UK 2021 was something that was a long time coming, because obviously there was no PonyCon last year, and it was a long time coming for a lot of people. And I had a really great time. It was only the second time I'd ever been to PonyCon, and only the second time I'd ever been to an actual MLP convention. Again, the first one being PonyCon in 2019. And I had a really great time. It was great to be back at a convention. I mean, yes, it was great that it was an MLP convention, but it was also great to go back just to a convention. It's been about 2.5 years since I last went to a convention, and to finally have some normality, to have some proper fun time, to just get to be sort of the version of me that, and not a lot of people don't get to see, was generally great. And I had a really good time. I mean, they did have a few. Well, I say they had COVID measures. They didn't really. The only thing we had to do when we were sort of queuing to get in was just, we had to bring proof we'd have, the vaccines or a negative test or whatever else, and they check to make sure you hadn't had any of the symptoms or so forth in the last 2 weeks, and then after that you were in. So to sort of give you all a bit of an example of PonyCon. So it's at Nottingham University. I believe they've been based there for a few years now. I know they have a really good, really strong relationship with Nottingham University, so that they definitely have a home there. So hopefully, if they are on next year, they'll be there again. Now, the way PonyCon is set out, and obviously it being in a university, a lot of the lecture halls are used for the events that take place, and then you have like a large area where all the sellers are. Now, a lot of the sellers there are largely selling a lot of vintage, like 80s, 90s pony merch. You do get a G4 there, obviously. There was some limited G5 stuff, but obviously since G5 merchandise is still fairly new, and in the UK there's not a lot of it, it's probably going to be another year, I'd say, until we can get hold of it fairly easily. So, there's plenty of people selling merchandise. There's a few artists there. There was at least one stall selling a few plushes and a few custom plushes. So yeah, really, it was just nice to walk around there, soak up the atmosphere of the vendors, soak up the general atmosphere that was there. Now, in regards to what's on at PonyCon, bit battered, but I still have the PonyCon what's on leaflet. So it's a bit battered, but I can give you all a bit of a demonstration as to what sort of happened. So, obviously the convention opened officially at 10 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock they had the opening ceremony. I do have footage I think I've got footage of most of the opening ceremony. I think I missed maybe 2 or 3 minutes of it, but I have the vast majority of the opening ceremony there. And then after that, there's a lot of different things. There's, got karaoke's, we've got quizzes, we've got cosplay contests, a lot of things like that. I didn't catch everything, but I did get a few things. So Britannia's Buddies is something I'd recommend to anybody. If it's your first time going to PonyCon, your first convention, or if you just want to chill out with people for an hour, or an hour and a half, or however long. Britannia's Buddies is brilliant. Britannia's Buddies is basically, it's sort of just meeting up with people at the convention in one of the lecture halls. You can just chat about stuff, play some games, just break the ice, and it helps to sort of sink into it all and really just get to know people. So I did that. I actually went to the Britannia Buddies meets twice, so I had a good time there. Um, MLP and role playing. I actually went to that. That was about all the role playing board games. I went to watch that one because I actually do want to check. I have actually bought Tales of Equestria, which is while I was at the convention, which is basically a Dungeons and Dragons style role playing game but set in the world of MLP. So I'm hoping to do something with that. What else did we have? Also on the next day, obviously again I went to Britannia Buddies on the next day. Also caught a charity auction. I've got a lot of footage from the charity auction. That was a really good time. And then we had the closing ceremony, which I have the closing ceremony as well. So yeah, there is some stuff I didn't do which I would have liked to have done, but you know, when you've got a schedule of things to do at a convention, you can't do everything. But if I do go back next year, I'll try and do some different things. But anyway, so in regards to the convention itself, it is very good. It's just great to sort of be at a place where everybody's very much themselves. You know, you get a lot of people cosplaying as pony characters. You've got people, carrying around custom OC plushes. And it has a real sense of community, which I think is very important for any convention. And especially with the MLP community, you can see why the fan base is so strong, because it is a community. And everybody there just gets on with everybody. And an interesting fact, actually, I found this to be quite interesting. Not a surprise, but interesting. So I got talking to one of the sort of committee member volunteers, and he actually told me that over the weekend, a lot of people he'd spoke to that were like, first time convention goers to Pony Convention or to PonyCon, they'd sort of become interested in the fandom and in the franchise because of the G5 film. So the G5 film's obviously only been out about 2 weeks, I believe, and it's already starting to have an impact. It's already bringing in new people into the fan base, which isn't a surprise because the 2017 the G4 film did the same thing. So we're definitely going to see a resurgence in the fan base, I think, over the next year, especially when the G5 series starts next year. But yeah, so with the convention itself, it's, I'd say, split partly between obviously merchandise and then also a lot of social side as well. There's a lot of stuff there really to help people just sink in, feel comfortable, meet people, do things. Ultimately, I actually think that would be something that I'd love to see incorporated into other conventions. There's some conventions I can think of right off the top of my head that I think would do really well if they had something similar like Britannia Buddies, where you had just a room somewhere you could go and you could just meet people in just a quiet setting, and you get to talk to people and just really break the ice. Because for some people, going to a convention, especially if it's the first time at a convention, it can be daunting. I mean, I think back to, I know it's a bit off topic here, but I think back to the very first convention I went to, and I would have been 21, and I was so bloody nervous because I'd never been to a convention ever. I generally didn't know what to do because, I mean, aside from obviously buying stuff, but obviously I went on the Friday, and this convention was Saturday or Sunday. And when I went on the Friday, since there were like obviously people already at the hotel where the convention was taking place, and there was a lot of people sat in the bar who were obviously at this convention, and I had no idea what to do about approaching these people. I didn't know, and try to strike up a conversation. I really struggled to do that. And I generally think that if every convention had something like Britannia Buddies to try and help people, like, break the ice with people and get talking and, make connections and enjoy themselves, that would be great. So yeah, I'd say, as I see it, Britannia Buddies is a brilliant thing for the con, and it really sort of helped me a lot. Really get to know more people there. Um, on a really good plus note, everybody, Bronies UK is known about by the community. Well, of course it is, but interestingly, yeah, I mentioned Bronies UK at Britannia Buddies, and now people know about it. So, yeah, we are definitely known about. We may only be a small channel, but we are known about within the world of MLP, which is a great thing. So yeah, so most of the weekend, I'd spent wandering around a convention, talking to people, generally having a good time. The end ceremony was great. We did a lot of goofing about, and we were watching some of the MLP music stuff on YouTube on like a huge big screen set up, and we had some good sing-alongs to that. And it was really good, and you've got to say, you can tell that they have a good working relationship with the university, because they had obviously university staff on hand, largely a couple of like security on the doors and stuff, and they had the university sort of cafe open for people, and all the staff were great. They didn't have a problem with it, and a lot of them were kind of getting involved a little bit. So you can tell they've again that they have a good working relationship with the university, which is exactly what a convention needs. They need to have that relationship with the place that they're based at, so they can keep going back. Um, but yeah, it was really, really great. I had a fantastic time. I did buy a bit of merchandise. I don't have it with me. I am going to do a separate video where I'll just briefly touch upon the merchandise that I bought. And I have got, as I said, I've got video footage. I'm going to put the video footage up on the channel later as well. But yeah, as I said, it was really great to go back to the convention scene. I am I am sort of fingers crossed here. If I can make the arrangements, if I can make it, I am thinking about trying to get to Griffin Isles this year, which is another MLP convention. That's in Manchester. Um, Due to it being the 20th, 21st of November, I can't get I can't get time off that late in the year from work. It's a weekend, so I don't work weekends. So if I can manage it, my plan, I want to see if I can effectively go straight from work, maybe get a train to Manchester, effectively stay Friday night, Saturday night, and then coming home on Sunday. That's sort of what I want to do. If I can make Griffin Isles, brilliant, I'll go. But at the moment it's 50-50. It just depends what sort of happens in the next few weeks. But I might be going to Griffin Isles. In regards to PonyCon itself, sadly I didn't run into anybody that was sort of a regular on the live streams. I do know there were people. There was at least one person going to PonyCon who was a regular on the live streams. Didn't run into the person, but I'm sure Jonathan, no doubt you had a good time. For all we know, we probably walked past each other a dozen times and never even noticed. It happens at conventions. Sometimes you just don't notice the person right in front of you is somebody you recognize. You might recognise. But yeah. But overall, yeah, it was fantastic. It was great to go again. It was great to see pony cosplayers, pony merchandise. It was just great to be at a convention again. I am aware that they weren't running at full capacity. They didn't, like I know 2019 they actually had a much bigger crowd, if you will. They had more people there. This year they didn't have quite as many, but I can understand, obviously overseas travel still being a bit restricted. You may not have as many people travelling, but ultimately, yeah, PonyCon 2021 was fantastic. I had a great time. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, so this has really just been a brief thought video on that. As I said, I've got some more videos to upload later today. I've got the charity auction I've got the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. And I do have some pictures and things, but I'm thinking about doing a live stream and we'll just talk about some of the pictures and do a proper talk about the convention on Saturday, probably sometime in Saturday evening. But anyway, thanks for watching this quick video on my thoughts of PonyCon UK. And I will probably see you all in the live stream on Saturday. And I said keep an eye out for the video footage coming up later today. Thanks very much everyone. Peace out.